Welcome back to Movie On. Today I'm going to explain the movie called The Clinic from 2010. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care, and I hope you enjoy it. At the beginning of the movie, we saw a couple named Beth and Cameron. They were not married, but the girl was pregnant. They were going to meet Beth's mom, and they were so happy. When they were driving on the road, they noticed that a truck was following them. They let the truck go in front of them, but unfortunately, the truck pushed their car over to the side, and their car went outside of the road. But luckily, they were safe. After a while, they started driving again. Their destination was so far. It got dark while driving, so they decided to pass the night in a motel. The receptionist behaved strangely with them, and he demanded rent for their unborn baby. They went to the motel room, and then they came to the swimming pool to take a rest. But suddenly, a man and woman came there. Beth and Cameron were looking at them, and they felt a bit uncomfortable. Beth and Cameron asked them why they came here, but they didn't say anything and left. After that, they took a rest by the swimming pool. Beth fell asleep. She had a nightmare. In that nightmare, she saw a baby. The baby was on the floor, and there was blood everywhere around the baby. She got scared after this nightmare and woke up. Now they went to their room, and Beth fell asleep again. But Cameron couldn't sleep. Cameron was so hungry, and he went to the restaurant. But he could not find any food since the restaurant was closed. Therefore, he decided to go to the town. But he was out of fuel. That's why he came back to the motel. He was so shocked after returning to his room because Beth was not in the room. He went to the reception while looking for Beth. He asked the receptionist about Beth, but he told him that he does not know anything about her. Cameron went to the local police. When the police came to the motel to ask about Beth, the receptionist said some bad words about Beth. Cameron got so mad at him and started to beat him. The police arrested them both. On the other side, we saw that Beth was naked and she was in a bathtub. The bathtub was full of ice. Her belly was stitched, which means someone had taken out her baby from her belly. She saw some clothes in front of her, and there was something written in Roman letters on that cloth. Beth went out of that room, and she saw so many rooms. All of the rooms had a bathtub with ice. She came out of there and saw that it was a huge warehouse, and it was nearly impossible for her to run away from there. She tried to run away from there, but she fainted. When she woke up, she saw that there were 3 women in front of her, and they were also dressed up as her. Their babies were also taken out of their belly, and their bellies were also stitched. It was bleeding from the stitches. Their names were Veronica, Allison, and Ivy. None of them knows where their babies are. Suddenly, they heard a sound. After some time, they went there and saw that there was blood on the floor. They followed the blood and found another woman. Her belly was bleeding a lot, because her womb was not stitched. They tried to save her life, but she had bled a lot. She told them that her baby will be blue. None of them understood what she just said, and after some time, she died. On the other side, we saw that the police were taking Cameron to the police station in his car. But somehow, he took away the gun of the police and pointed the gun at his head. He tied the police to an electric pole and went away with the police car to look for Beth. In the next scene, we saw that the 4 ladies had no idea what was happening in the warehouse. Why was it happening, and what do they want from them? They decided to look for their babies. They made 2 groups with 2 people in each group. Ivy and Allison went to a group, and Veronica went with Beth. They didn't know that someone was following their actions through the security camera. Ivy found a photo and a camera. Allison put that camera on her neck. Veronica and Beth went to a room, and they found so many photos, but they had no idea about those photos. Ivy found some food in a room and stayed there to eat that food. Allison entered a dark room, and the room was full of insects. That's why she fell on the floor, and we saw that someone was standing behind her with a knife. She had no idea about this. Now Ivy and Beth heard the voice of Allison. That's why they ran towards her and saw that she was dead. Someone had stabbed her belly with a knife very badly. They found a green tag in her belly, and someone had intentionally put it there. They had no idea who did this. Allison found a photo where a girl was standing with a dress like them. In the next scene, we saw that Cameron came to that motel and asked the receptionist about Beth. The receptionist got scared of the gun and told him about the warehouse. Cameron went towards the warehouse with the police car, but his car got in a trap and crashed. He died in this crash. The 3 girls came to a room while looking for their babies, and all the babies were in that room. All of the babies had a multicolored tag on their bodies, but the babies were inside a cage, and no one knows which one was their baby, because all babies look the same. They tried to break the cage, but it was impossible to break the cage. Allison had a green tag in her belly, and one of the babies had a green tag in his leg as well, which means it was Allison's baby. This means all the other girls also have a tag in their belly as well, and they need to cut their belly to get it out. After that, they tried to get out of there and take help from the police. Dogs were running after them. They hid themselves in the animal shed to save their lives from the dogs. They were there until evening, and they fell asleep. Beth had the nightmare once again. A baby was laid down on the floor, and he was surrounded by blood. She woke up and tried to get out of there. She went to look for Ivy, but Veronica was not able to walk anymore. That's why she didn't come out of the room. On the other side, Ivy was in the cowshed, but suddenly, a girl attacked her from behind and killed her. And the people who were following Ivy and the other girls put a cross mark on Ivy's photo after she died. Beth went to a van while looking for Ivy, and she saw that someone had killed Ivy. She realized that girl had killed Ivy. She saw an abnormal guy in the van. His name was Duncan. Beth saw the photo of that woman, who she saw at the motel near the pool. Duncan is the son of that woman, and this woman is behind their kidnaps. Beth tried to seduce the boy to get the key from him. He had a key to the cage of the babies, but the guy ran away from her. Beth went after him and forcefully took the key from him. Beth went to pick up Veronica, and she took her out of the animal shed. But unfortunately, Veronica's stitching broke, and she started bleeding. Since Veronica was a doctor, she knew how to stitch her belly. That's why she went to that warehouse with the help of Beth. That woman was also coming after them, who had killed Allison and Ivy. Beth and Veronica went to the room where Veronica was stitching her belly with the help of Amir. But suddenly, someone turned the lights off. Beth went to the control room to turn on the lights, but the woman came there and tried to kill Veronica. She pulls out that tag from her belly. But luckily, Beth came there and kicked that woman. Therefore, the woman got stabbed by a rod, and it went through her body. As a result, the woman was almost dead. After that, we saw the woman was in the bathroom, and she had pulled out all the tags from those girls, so that she could recognize which baby was whose, so that she does not have to cut her own belly. That's why she was killing the other girls and pulling out their tags from their belly. Now she knows which one was her baby, but now she was about to die. That woman made a promise to Beth that she will give her all the tags, but she needs to take care of her baby. After that, she gave her all of the tags, and we saw that the people from the security room cross-marked the photo of this woman, and they separated the photo of Beth from the other photos, because Beth was the only one alive. When Beth went to that baby room with the tags, she saw that there were no babies in those cages. Beth became so upset, and some people came into that room. They tranquilized her and took her outside. And these two guys were from the motel. One was the owner, and the other was the police. Beth woke up and discovered herself tied with a chain. Beth saw that the people she saw in the motel near the pool were sitting at the table. They were Russian. They just sold a baby in front of Beth. And the woman who was selling the baby was also Russian, and she was behind all of this. She wanted to see how one mother kills another. The survivor's baby will be sold to the richest client, because that mother would be the most powerful. And now, this Russian woman tried to kill Beth. But then Duncan came there, and killed a man of that Russian woman. Duncan also got shot here. In the next scene, we saw that Beth went to look for her baby with Duncan's gun. Suddenly, she saw a baby on the table. That Russian woman who came there told her that she was also adopted like this baby, and she showed her the picture of Beth's real mom. They have killed her mom after kidnapping her. After hearing this, Beth got so mad at her and killed her. In the next scene, we saw that she and her baby got saved by the police, and they told her that her fiancé had died. The story turned into an unexpected road here. We saw that Beth came to the grave of her real mom with her baby, and then she found out about her real father, and she wanted to go to her real father with her baby. The movie ends here. This movie was based on a story of 1979, and DNA test was not so familiar then, and that's why one mom killed another mom to get their tags in order to recognize their babies. And the mother who survives this game, her baby got sold with the highest price, because they thought that the babies would be strong if their moms were stronger, and Beth was so strong since her mom was also a survivor of this game. Beth kept having the nightmare about that baby, and the movie ended here. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, I will say, stay safe, stay well, thanks.